Okay, so Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are going to see chapter number 4 of Nectar study of Nectar of Devotion, where we have read. So, okay. So let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashilakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadkamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Cha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. So I welcome all the devotees to today's class. Today we are going to start this topic, or not this topic. We have already discussed this earlier in the classes also. That devotional service surpasses all liberation. And if you remember in the last class also, we have seen that there are two impediments in the on the path of pure devotion. What are those two impediments? Anyone can tell? Anyone remembers what were the two impediments in last class we have understood? So there were two impediments. One was bhukti and second was mukti. And the mukti here means the liberation. So we have understood in the last class also, we have seen that pure devotional services, there are two witches. Rupa Goswami says there are two witches, Dayan, on the which uh, hinders on the path of pure devotional services. And these two are, one is called Bhukti and second is called Mukti. So today we will see the Shastric references which the Rupa Goswami gives for uh, this context. So he points out that devotee do not care about liberation. Okay. And for that, he gives many references with which we are going to see today. Okay. Which we are going to see today. So let's start. So we have already seen that devotional services surpasses all liberation, and there are 5 types of liberations are there. Okay. To be one with the Lord, to reside on the same planet, to have same opulence, to have same bodily feature, and to have personal association. Okay. So you see these 5 types of liberation. Which one do you think that the uh, devotee hates or devotee does not wants? One is to be one with the Lord. Second is to reside on the same planet. Third is to have same opulence, to have same bodily feature, to have personal association. What do you think? The for devotional service or for devotees, which one is least important, or which one is not important, or which one is, you see, the devotee hates? Not difficult to guess. It is not difficult to guess. Out of these 5, one is that one you have to point
First
out.
one, Prabhuji. Ayodhya, Prabhuji.
To be one with the Lord.
Yes. Devotee do not want to merge to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. They want their individuality. Okay. so that they can serve with that individuality, and that individuality also, and that individuality is always maintained, and devotee does not even wants this type of liberation also. Okay, they want their individuality so that they can serve supreme personality. Okay, their lordship, they can serve their lordship. That's why these, out of these five types of liberation, sahujya, that is to be one with the Lord, devotee does not want, or they do not aspire for. Other four, even sometimes they can acquire, they can aspire for to reside on the same planet as of the Lord, to have same opulence as of the Lord, to have some same bodily feature, and to have personal association of the Lord. These four things a devotee may want. Okay, may want, but these are not for the devotional practices, but they may want, but ultimately what they want is the loving affection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the the pure love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the main aim of the devotee. Okay, and the first one, they even they don't care about that. Okay, and the next four, they can they can there can be, in the initial phase, there can be attraction for these things, but as the devotee matures in the devotional service, as the devotee mature on the devotional path, the final and the most important thing for them is the pure devotional service and the pure love of the Godhead. Okay, so that is called Shuddha Prema. Okay, so the Shuddha Prema is the most important thing for the devotee when, as the devotee mature, as the devotee advances in the devotional life. Okay, so these are the liberations, so mukti, and so even these are not um, aspired by the devotee. Then what to think of the material achievements? Material achievements. Even you see the example of many devotee, the example of Srila Rupa Goswami you take. Okay, Rupa Goswami, when we started this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or when we started Nectar of Devotion, that time we have brief history of Srila Rupa Goswami, how a highly he was in a highly elevated position. He was like chief minister of the state of the Bengal under the Nawab Hussain Shah. Okay, so a very high position was there, and the amount of money he had was equivalent to gold coins filled with a boat. Okay, so too much wealthy. He was too much wealthy, but inside he was crying. Okay, outside he was not happy. Inside also he was not happy. He was crying from the inside, and he just wanted to surrender to the Supreme, to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so that was the story. So what to speak of the material benedictions? Okay, material benedictions, even they have, they don't care. Okay, so Sanatan Goswami had a, a, a diamond. Okay, a diamond. So one person knew that Sanatan Goswami has diamond, and he came to ask for the diamond to Sanatan Goswami. He knew that person, that this is a mendicant person, what he will do with this diamond. Okay, so he thought that he may ask, and he may give the diamond to him. So he asked, do you have the diamond? So Sanatan Goswami told, you want the diamond? Diamond is there in the dustbin. Okay, so Sanatan Goswami threw the diamond in the dustbin. So when the person looked at the dustbin, he found that the diamond is there. Okay, so big diamond piece is there. So he thought that this person must have something, so that something more valuable than this diamond. That's why he threw this the diamond in the dustbin. So he asked Sanatan Goswami, do you have something more valuable than this diamond? You threw this diamond, you are not valuing this diamond. Okay, so Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I have the Harinam. Okay, so Harinam, one person who has the Harinam has the everything. So Srila Prabhupada says, a person who just hear and just chant the holy name, just hear and chant the holy name, he doesn't require to do anything. Okay, he doesn't require anything. Obviously, if you, this is for the very advanced person can understand only. We at this level is very difficult to understand. But the most important thing of the point he was trying to make is the most important thing in our life, in the human form of life, is two things: just to chant the holy name and just to hear the holy name. Chant and hear, chant and hear, chant and that's it. Okay. So Sanatan Goswami was not valuing even the diamond. Okay. What we are running after day and night, day and night, day and night, we have not achieved those things. And Sanatan Goswami has a big diamond and he threw that in the dustbin. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. So we don't value what we have. Okay. So just like we have a very valuable thing and we are not very nicely utilizing it. Just like we have the Harinam and we are not even understanding its value. It is just like we have a piece of diamond and we are utilizing it just like a piece of rock on the table. Okay. So like that, just like we have a very valuable thing and we don't understand its value and we are underutilizing it, or or a very valuable thing, we are not able to understand its utilization. Okay. So similarly the Harinam is also like that. And when we have the Harinam, we don't even require anything. A person who is millionaire and billionaire and he has no Harinam, he doesn't have Harinam, okay, in his tongue, he doesn't hear the Harinam from his associate, then he is the most beggar person. Okay. So like that. And a person who is residing on the roadside, who is residing in the street, and continuously he has the Harinam in his lips, he is continuously in the association of the Lord, that person is in true yoga. Yesterday we have the yoga day. Okay. So what these people or the celebrity, just they are thinking that yoga day means just to exercise. Okay. But actually Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yoga means to connect with the supreme, not this bodily exercise. These may be are the exercises, you may call it exercise or physical exercise, but yoga actually means to connect with the supreme. That's why the word yoga is there. Okay. So that person who is in the street and who has the Harinam, that person is the most wealthy person. Okay. That person is most wealthy person. Imagine a person who is very ill, who is very sick. Okay. Very sick. He has kidney transplant, he has liver transplant, he has one side paralysis, and continuously alternated dialysis. He undergoes the dialysis. His full body is in pain. Okay. But still, if he has totally engaged in the service of the Lord, his lips are engaged in continuously chanting the Lord's name, his ears are continuously hearing the Lord's name, and his mind is continuously absorbed in the Supreme Personality of God. That person is the most advanced person in the Krishna consciousness. Okay. So that thing is there. When we see from the outside thing, when we see from the outside, we may think that this person is very wealthy, this person is very wealthy, that this wealth has no value. The actual value is of the Harinam, hearing and chanting and hearing. If that any person is advanced in these two things, that person has achieved the most important thing in the world. Most important achievement of ours will be in this world or in this human form of life, if we can develop the taste in the Harinam, if we can develop the taste in hearing and chanting of the Harinam. Okay. That is the most valuable achievements. What we are running after daily, morning and evening, from morning to evening, or we have wasted so many years of hours so that we study hard to get a degree. Why we are getting the degree? So that we can earn this money and we can become wealthy and we can have very nice lifestyle. We can show to others. Okay. So that is our purpose. So we have wasted so many of our years. For what? Just to get the things which are not important. Okay. Which are not important. Okay. So the most important thing I told you, if a beggar is there and he has Harinam in his lips, he has a taste for Harinam, that is the most wealthy person, because he has achieved the perfection in his life. That is the perfection. That is the, we see the people are saying that that person is very that person achievement is very good. That person is very advanced, like that. But for material perspective, obviously people say, but that actually is not material achievement. The material achievements have zero value. Okay, zero value. What we have done is like wasted our years, wasted our life. Okay, and still we are wasting after knowing, after going through so many days of classes, listening to the Bhagavad Gita, going to level 2, level 3. We are now in the level 3. So many classes also we have done in the level 3. Still, we have not advanced. What is the meaning of advancement? Meaning of advancement, how much taste we have developed in the Harinam, and how much taste we have decreased from this material desires. How much material desires of ours has decreased, how much lesser our material desires are becoming, and how much advanced our spiritual desires or the taste in the Harinam are becoming. Okay. If it is not becoming like this, then we should endeavor. We should be seriously endeavoring in this field. Okay. So like that. So what to speak of the material benediction? The people or the devotee do not care even about the material benediction. What to speak of the spiritual or the liberation, spiritual emancipation, spiritual liberation? They don't want liberation. Okay. So many references are there. So we will go through so many references you see. But if you see from here, you won't feel what is the meaning of these references. So few references will open the Veda base and will go through the Veda base directly. So we have opened the Veda base. So let's go through. So you see here, we start from the Parikshit Maharaj. Sukdev Goswami saying to Parikshit Maharaj, the great soul King Bharat, who was much attached to the services of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. You see the Bharat Maharaj example. Okay, Bharat Maharaj, he was he was the king of our whole earth, whole Bharatvarsha. Okay, king, whole Bharatvarsha. If we have just a piece of land, we think we become so much egoistic. Okay, we become so much egoistic that we have this piece of land, big piece of land, maybe. If one person says that leave these things are not important, you will become mad. Okay, what this person is telling. Okay, actually we have to leave after the death. We have to leave only because these things do not belong to us. We are temporary here. We to fill our ego, we may say that this piece of land belongs to me. This land belongs to me. This house belongs to me. Hare Krishna. Nitama.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Very much, Mataji. So we are going through the King's Bharata. Okay. So King Bharat was having, he was ruler of whole earth, whole Bharat was. But he left everything. So you see, he was very much lucky that Goddess of Fortune was pleased to offer him all kinds of material concession. He was so much lucky. Okay. But he left everything. But he never accepted any of these material opulences, and he left everything. Okay. So the story of the, and finally he went to the jungle, but Maya was so strong that he got attached to the baby deer. So that story we know. Okay. So that is the thing. So this is in the context of that. So you see here for Bharat Maharaj, it is said that any person whose heart is attracted by the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudan, does not care even for that liberation, what to aspire for many great sages, what to speak of the material opulences. So even they do not aspire for the liberation. So it is in the context of the Bharat Maharaj, it is saying, the Sukadeva Goswami is saying, okay. So again, the Vritasura is saying about liberation, okay. But I do not aspire to this, nor do I wish for mystic perfection of yoga practice, nor do I aspire for spiritual emancipation. I wish, my Lord, is your association and the transcendental service, eternal. Okay. So that is what a devotee aspires for, the service of the Lord and the association of the Lord. Okay. To that Lord gives service and Lord accept his service. So that is what the devotees want. Okay. So many great devotees and the many examples from the many scriptures are there. Even Lord Shiva's example is there in the where he is saying to Sati, okay, that my dear Sati, persons who are devoted to Narayan, Krishna, are not afraid of anything. Even if they are sent to the Patal Lok, they are happy there because they have the Harinam, they are happy. Even they are sent anywhere, okay, anywhere in the 14 planetary system, they are happy. Why? Because they have the Harinam. Okay, you have heard the story of the Jaya and Vijay. Okay, so Jaya and Vijay were the gatekeeper of Lord in the Vaikuntha. So they are very highly elevated position. Okay, they are gatekeeper. They are personal servant of the Lord. Okay, personal servant of the Lord. And four Kumar, four Kumara, Chatur Kumara, the son of Brahma, they were visiting. Okay, they went to Vaikuntha to see the Lord. Okay, so, but the Jay and Vijay, they stopped them from entering into the residence of the Lord. Okay, residence of the residence in the Vaikuntha planet, in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are the Vishnu's abode. Okay, so they were gatekeepers. So they stop. Okay, what is the work of the gatekeeper? To stop any person, any unidentified person, or a person who is not eligible to enter into this the 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 inside the home of that. So they stopped. Okay, but the Chatur Kumar, they become angry. Actually, the Chatur Kumar were in like Brahmavadis. Okay, Brahmavadi, and they were visiting that place. So they were stopped by the devotees. Okay, so one side you see the Brahmavadis are the impersonalist, and on the second side you see the devotee, the Vaishnava. Okay, so when they stopped the Chatur Kumara cursed the four Kumara, Chatur Kumara cursed the Jay and Vijay. Okay. And what is the curse? That you are not fit for this place because you are stopping us. You are not fit for this place. So you go to the material world. Okay. Immediately the Lord came running. Okay. Lord came running to the place. Okay. And then there is the description between the description how Lord is praising the Chatur Kumara and how the dialogues are going on between the Lord and the Chaturkumara. Okay, so like that, and then finally the Jay and Vijay was offered. Okay, that what you want, you have two options. One is after 7 birth of devotees of the Lord, you want to go to the material world, or 3 birth as a demon, you want to go to the material world. Okay, so they choose that we want to go to the material world as 3 life of a demon. Okay, so then Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha and so they came as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Okay, like that. So they are devotee of the Lord only, but they got cursed by Chaturkumara. They were in Veer Rasha means like Rasha for fighting with the Lord. So Lord wanted to enjoy. That's why they got in the Veerash form of the Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Okay, so like that. So you see, they were sent in the material world, but they were happy. Why they were happy? They choose happily these 3 life of demons. Why? Because they will get the association, because the demon Lord will come and personally deliver them. Okay, so that's why they were happy. Okay, so here also Lord Shiva says that if they are elevated to higher planetary system, or if they get liberation from the material contamination, or if they are pushed down to the hellish condition of life, or in fact in any situation whatever, they are not afraid of anything, simply because they have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Narayana. For them, any position in the material world is as good as another. It applies to us also. Okay, we are fearing. Why? We are always in the fear. We take life insurance. We take so many insurance. Why? Because we have fear. This material world is the path of like um that not so smooth path. We have road bumpers like that. This road is full of bumpers. Anytime anything can happen, and we are always in fear. Sometimes anytime any news can come. Okay, that oh, your near and dear person has died, oh, this person has died, or you have only died. Okay, like that, or your eyes are not functional, you have this kind of, you have cancer, like something. Anytime any news can come. Our life is very uncertain. Okay, but devotees are not fearful. The pure devotees never fearful of these conditions. Okay, why? Because why he is not fearful? Because he has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of God, His name. He has the taste in the Lord's name, and he is engaged in that service. So he know whether this body stays or next body comes, or which whatever body stays. If he have the Harinam, he do not care of for anything. He just engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of God in the form of hearing and chanting. Okay, so that is the perfection of life. Okay. That is the fearfulness we can get if we have the taste in the Harinam. Or we are not even aspiring for the fearfulness. We are aspiring for the taste in the name of the taste in the holy name, the pure love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pure devotional service. That is what we are aspiring. Okay, so devotees of Lord do not care of any material position. So what they will care? They will care for the liberation? No, they don't want liberation. If after liberation they cannot serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is the meaning of that kind of liberation? So even devotee deride this kind of liberation. I do not want this kind of liberation. Okay. Similar statement by Indra, you see, addressing the mother deity. So he's saying all kinds of desires simply engage in the what actually. So you see, such persons are actually serving their self-interest and are considered first-class expert in the matter of advancing to the perfectional stage of life. Which person are first class? Who has given up all kinds of desire and simply engage in devotional service of the Lord. These are the first class. The most creamy layer of the devotee, or the first class devotee, or the expert in the devotional life or devotional service. Who are they? Who are simply engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. Simply engaged in the devotional service. Okay. And the most important devotional service, there are 9 devotional services which Prahlad Maharaj says. Out of that, Shravanam and Kirtanam are the most important. Okay. Seventh canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj saying now, Bhakti Shilomani Prahlad Maharaj saying, my dear friend, born in atheistic family, so he's addressing his friends, okay, when he was put in the hostel, okay. So you know that Prahlad Maharaj was put in the hostel. Why? Because when he was staying at the home, his father tried to kill him, okay. So when he didn't got killed and he was not at all fearful, even a tinge of fear was not there in his face, and Hiranyakashipu tried everything to kill Prahlad Maharaj, and not a single successful attempt was there, and not a tinge of fear was there in the face of Prahlad Maharaj. Then Hiranyakashipu become very fearful. Oh, what kind of person this is? What kind of child he is? He is very small child, and he is not endeavoring also to stay alive, but he is staying alive, and he is not fearing also, and he is remembering everything. He will remember when he will grow up. He will remember, and he will kill me. Okay, so that fear he was having, Hiranyakashipu. Then there's his two Guru Putra, okay, Shukracharya Putra. I think the name is Amarka and Sanda and Amarka. Okay, so these two people, they advise that we will take this person Prahlad to our hostel, and we will brush up his mind. Okay, he will wash his mind like that. We will train them. If he stayed in the association of the demons kids, then, and we will also train them, then he will become a pure demon. Okay, so don't fear. We'll make him a pure demon or good demon. Okay, like that. So Prahlad Maharaj was sent to the hostel. Okay, but in the hostel also, he was not getting association from all the demons. Okay, all the demon boys, but he was giving his association out of compassion for all the demon, the kids of the demon, that they are in so much degraded condition that they won't be able to hear the Lord's name. So out of compassion for them, he started preaching to them. Okay, and then he is addressing them. So Prahlad Maharaj is addressing them. My dear friends, born into the atheistic family, if you can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then there is nothing more rare in this world. Okay, so these are also applicable for us. My dear friends, Prahlad Maharaj is not saying to us, but if he would be saying to us, he won't be saying friend. He will be saying, my dear, or maybe something else, born in the atheistic family. We are also like the atheistic family also, only. If you can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then there is nothing more rare in this world. If you can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if you are working for the happiness of the Supreme Person, if you are able to please him, then there is nothing rare in this world. Okay. In other words, if the Supreme Personality of God, Supreme Lord Krishna is pleased with you, then any desire you may have within your core of your heart can be fulfilled without any doubt. So many desires we have, we try to fulfill those desires in our own accord, okay, our own um, capacity, but we are not able to do. Okay, but if Krishna is pleased, any desire you want, he can fulfill. Okay. So what is the use for you of spiritual emancipation and liberation from material bondage? If you are always engaged in the chanting of the glories of the Supreme Lord and always relishing the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord, then there is no necessity of any of these. So whatever you are doing, spiritual emancipation, material achievements, no need of all these things. If we can, just one thing, you can please the Supreme Personality of God, that's enough. That is the achievement. Okay. There's nothing more relishing than that. Okay. So this is Prahlad Maharaj's example. Prahlad Maharaj is saying to the demon friends. Okay. Then in the demigod Indra is offering prayer to Narsimhadev. Okay, he says that these demon talks of our share in participation in the performance of ritualistic sacrifices, but simply by your appearance as Lord Narsimhadev, you have saved us from terrible fear. Actually, our share for sacrifice are due to you only. So here what Indra is saying, our only duty is to always be engaged in your services. for you are the enjoyer of everything. So he's saying that even the sacrifices which are given to us as Lord, Lord's representative, they are representative of the Lord, the Devatas are the representative of the Lord, and they are accepting the sacrificial fires, the offering of the sacrificial fire, but actually that is ultimately meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is the actual enjoyer. And all the demigods, what they are doing, they are simply engaged in the service of the Lord. They are acting on the behalf of the Lord. Okay, so that is what Indra is saying. And then Gajendra, say the example of Gajendra. Okay, so Gajendra is saying, my dear Lord, I have no experience of the transcendental will derived from your devotional service. So therefore, I have asked from you some favor. So Gajendra has some material favor because he has not no experience of transcendental bliss derived from the devotional service. Okay, but I am a person who are pure devotee and have by serving the lotus feet of your great souls become freed from all material desires, are always merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss, purifying your auspicious characters. Them there is nothing is to aspire to or pray for. So Gajendra Maharaj is saying that for the devotees of the lotus feet, when they serve the lotus feet, they are merged into the ocean of transcendental bliss, and they do not aspire for anything. Durvasa, a lot of Vaikuntha, replying to Durvasani, there are 5 kinds of liberation. These things to be hard to achieve the residence on the my planet, to have my opulences, to possess bodily feature of mine and gain personal favor. Okay. So when they are not interested even in this liberated position, you okay. So this was Vaikuntha, Lord of Vaikuntha and Durvasa Muni. Then the Nagapatni. You see the Nagapatni, the wives of Kaliya Nag. Okay, so Kaliya Lord Krishna danced on the Kaliya Nag poof, the hood. Okay, and he has the dust of the lotus feet. So you see what Kaliya Nag's Patnis are saying about the lotus dust of the lotus feet. Dear Lord, the dust of your lotus feet is so very wonderful. Any person who is fortunate enough to achieve this dust does not care for heavenly planets, lordship over all the planetary system, the mystic perfection of yoga, or even liberation from material existence. So, in nutshell, you see anything they don't want. If you have just the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have achieved everything. Dust, dust. See the dust. So even if you have dust, your dust of your lotus feet is so wonderful. Charan Renu. Okay. So dust of the lotus feet. So if a person has just the dust of the lotus feet, he is the most wonderful, most you see the fortunate person. He doesn't require anything. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't require anything. He doesn't want to achieve anything. Dust of the lotus feet, just you have the dust, not heavenly planet, not over the planetary system lording over, no yoga mystic perfection, no liberation. Okay. So that is the the prayers of Nagapatni. So you see the next one, the Vedas are saying, the Vedas, Veda personified, they're saying in the 10th canto when they are glorifying the Lord Shri Krishna. Okay, so when they glorify, they say, the dear Lord, it is very difficult to understand spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is very difficult to understand. Spiritual knowledge means to understand about the self and the super self. Okay, everyone knows that we are not this body, we are soul. We are not this body, we are soul, but we just know it. We don't apply it. We just know it just as a knowledge thing, but we don't even care what does it mean. Okay, so you see, dear Lord, it is very difficult to understand spiritual knowledge. Your appearance here, just you are, is to explain us the most difficult subject of the knowledge of the spirit. So it is very difficult to understand. So you have appeared yourself so that we can understand. We can and actually it is very difficult to understand the Vedas. If you try to sit and understand the Veda, we cannot understand by our mental speculation. Okay, that's why Lord Himself came to make it understand, make us understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is our spiritual goal. Even the lowest class, or even who are very less intelligent, or who are like materially less intelligent, you can say, spiritually everyone is an equal platform. Even Kunti Maharani will come in the later stage. Kunti Maharani say that I am born in the woman class, but still born in the woman class is considered less intelligent materially. Okay, but spiritually they spiritually Lord Krishna himself is attached to him. Okay, and you see how much lucky they are. Okay, so how much lucky they are. So himself came, Lord Krishna himself came to make these topics understandable by giving his example, by making us understand. And for us, he has come to this material world in the form of the spiritual master. Okay, the spiritual master. So next example is from Krishna is saying to Uddhava. Lord Krishna is saying to Uddhava, my dear Uddhava, the devotee who are completely taken shelter of my service are so steadfast in devotional service that they do not have any other desire. Any other desire. So you see the Sudama's example. Sudama was very poor, materially very poor, but he was always engaged. No desire. He didn't have any desire. Okay. So like that, so many examples are there. You see Padma Purana describing Kartik Mantha. You see one more example, Kartik Mantha. Okay, so Damodar Ashtakam, we chant the Damodar Ashtakam during the Kartik Mantha. Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadhim Va Na Chanyam Praneham Vare Shadapiha Idam Teva Purnatha Gopal Balam Shadame Manashavarastam Manya. So you see, Varam Dev, you are the Lord who can give all the benediction. Even the demigods get the benediction from you. Even the Lord, you can give the benediction to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, who gives benediction to others. Like you see the Ravana, he got benediction from the Lord Shiva. You see the Hiranyakashipu, he got benediction from Brahma. Okay, so they are giving benediction to these others, but they also get benediction from you. You are the supermost personality from whom everyone can get benediction, but I don't want any benediction from you. Okay, what I want is your Damodar form, is your form who is small child form and who is running, and Yashodama is running behind you, and you are running so that Yashodama cannot catch you. And once you got catch, Yashodama she catches you, then she tied with the rope. Okay, the uh, with the rope. Okay, and he was the story is like that he was not getting tied earlier, but Finally, he got tied. Okay. So I want that roop, I want that form to be always in front of my eyes. Okay. That is what I want. So I don't want any liberation. You are the Lord of all the benediction. I don't want any benediction from you. What I want, I am happy with that, that I want to serve you. Okay. So that is what is being said here. Okay. So here is so there are other examples are also there. We won't go. So few more examples are there. So now we'll again share the last. We'll just go through the last slide of this local. So many examples are there. So we went through most of the example. One or two are left. Okay. We'll come to the last slide of today's class. So you see here, devotees at Vrindavan reject all desires of liberation, even the residents in the Vaikuntha Loka. Devotees of Vrindavan are the topmost. Why? Because they are personally associated. Personally, they have achieved the transcendental love of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why they don't want even anything. They don't want liberation. They won't want residence in the Vaikuntha planet. They just want the pure love. Okay. So we have understood these 5 types of liberation. Devotee specifically reject first type of liberation to become one with the Lord. Others, some devotee may accept other 4 types, but as they mature, love becomes the prominent. So others may aspire for these 4, but finally, as they mature, they become they aspire for the pure love of the Godhead. Okay, what is the pure love? The Vrindavan devotees, they have the pure love, the purest form of love. Okay, purest form. They don't want anything, just the love of the Supreme Personality, not even any other type of liberation or anything, just the pure love of Godhead. So initially the devotees, they may want 4 types of liberation, but finally they want the pure love of Godhead, and the topmost of the pure love of Godhead is in Vrindavan. Okay. And lastly, one more point is mentioned that one may be attached to the one form. They may know that all are the form of the Lord only. Like the example of Hanumanji is given, that Hanumanji knows that there is no difference between the Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, but still he is attached to serve to Lord Ram form. There is no difference between Narayana and the Rama, okay? But still he is attached to serve the Lord's form. Okay, so they may decide that they know that actually everything is Lord's form only, but they are attached to serve the one form of the Lord. Okay, so if they are attached to the particular form, doesn't direct devotion to the other form, so they may attach to one form also. Okay, so like that. So with this, we end our chapter number 4. There is some announcement. Today is Yogini Ekadashi. Okay, so with this Yogini Ekadashi, there is some announcement from the temple side. Just I'll show. Yes, so this is announcement from the temple side, where we can see Sudama Seva. So today is Yogini Ekadashi, and for that Yogini Ekadashi, we have one opportunity from the temple side. We have opportunity of Sudama Seva. So different sevas are there. You can contribute toward the temple. Okay, already temple constructions, every one of you have contributed, and now there are other sevas are also open from this Yogini Ekadasi. So what are those sevas? Just a brief introduction will be there of those. Okay, you can contribute towards them for the temple daily activity, daily management, we need money for the temple, running the temple. Okay. So many um, so many devotees are getting benefited from the temple programs like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, Bhakti Sastri. Every course has been made free from Damadishtadas Prabhu's side, and many people are getting benefited. Okay. So it is also our duty to contribute towards temple daily services, and those services, let's see what are those services. Those services are also in um, some installment. There is one you can like go for service for 1 year, or or 1 month service. Monthly you can give service, so that you can give it for like 1 year, or in one go also you can give. Okay. So that thing is there. So Sudama Seva is an opportunity for devotee to make their humble offering with love and devotion at the lotus feet of the Lord. You can commit for 1 month, or in one go also you can commit. Okay. So there are different examples from the Shastras are given, like Srila Prabhupada saying, if devotee offers something to the Lord, it acts for his own interest, because whatever whatever a devotee offers to the Lord comes back in a quantity of million times greater than what was offered. One does not become a loser by giving to the Lord, one becomes a gainer by millions of times. Srila Prabhupada is saying, okay. So we should contribute towards the temple activities. Okay. We can, little bit contribution every month can help the temple for the daily activities. Okay. So charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be the mode of goodness. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita 18.6, acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up. They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. So small contribution from everyone can help the daily activity of temple, and you can commit for like 1 year, and you can give monthly small donation, or whatever is feasible from your side that you can give. Okay. So what the sevas will be utilized for? The sevas will be utilized for Go Seva, Goshala is there, the Go Seva utilization, Annadan, okay, book distribution, and Bhagavad Gita Residential College. So one Bhagavad Gita Residential College is also being built. So for that construction also it will be used. Okay. So different whatever you can contribute, even 500 rupees per month you can give, or there are benefits are also mentioned that, so 500, what benefit you will get? Even 1000 rupees per month you can get. Okay. So, and then 2000 per month, 3000 per, the different benefits are there, like 3000 per month life membership, or one person in the family offered free one yatra organized by the temple. So the different benefits are there for, and whatever you can contribute, that is always welcome, like 5000 per month, 10,000 per month, you can go up till 1 lakh per month, or whatever you wish. Okay. So per month you can divide, and you can give it for 1 year, or whatever year you can support the temple. Okay. So this is announcement from temple side on the day of, today is the day of Yogini Ekadashi. Okay. So with this, Mataji will be sharing some donation form also. If you can fill, that will be very helpful. Okay. So with this, we end our class today, and now we'll move to the question answer side. Okay. So if you have any question, if you have any realization, if you want to share anything, you can. Yeah, the dash is open for you. Actually, every person should contribute something, so that they can little bit, because temple doesn't have any other um salary. Temple does not get salary from anywhere. So the persons who are earning, the devotees who are earning, it is the responsibility of the devotee to contribute to the temple from which they are attached. Okay. Yes. Anything? Okay, so we don't have any question or anything, so we'll end the session. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भवेयुः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कोटि वैष्णव श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा
Thank you,
डिवोटीज।
Prabhuji.
हरे
Hare Krishna. Pranam.
कृष्णा।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.